here we have Staffan and Handicare. And maybe you could start by introducing Handicare to people that are not totally familiar with you.
Thank you. Handicare is a mid-sized company turning out over short of 300 million, which mainly work in two main segments. We call one accessibility, and what we do there is that we produce stair lifts and sell those into homes, normally for elderly people, and we do straight and custom curved stair lifts. We also have a business in accessibility where we convert cars, mainly in Denmark and Norway, and help disabled people to get back on the road and get back to mobility again. We're also in patient handling, which is the other segment where we work in, where we support healthcare workers to move around patients in a safe way within institutions, normally like long-term care, but also in acute care, and sometimes also in a home care setting. So that's really about what we are. We're making everyday life easier for those patient and healthcare givers.
Okay, and if we look at the 2019 so far, we have revenues has decreased a little bit, and this is largely due to the weaker development in patient handling. Can you shed some light on patient handling in general? And I know you have a new management and so on.
So patient handling, we are acting in two different markets. We are in North America and then we are in Europe and rest of the world. And if we look into the Europe and rest of the world, which is a relatively clear story, it's been up in the first quarter and a little bit down in the quarter, and we believe we're going to grow more or less with market there. We just got a new leader in for that business as well, and we're very exciting to see what he can do with that business. If we look at patient handling North America, that's really about a few different parts. It's about Canada, it's about the US, and in US it's about the institutions, long-term care and acute care and home care. I would say that Canada is performing more or less according to plan, and so is the home care business, and our challenge is in the acute care business and long-term care business in the US institution. And that's where we have a shortfall versus prior year and also versus our plan. We said we would improve our business from first quarter into second quarter. We've been able to do that, but we don't have that full pipeline we would like to have yet, and we don't close all the business we want. So more to do there in terms of working with the organization and improving the capabilities there, but obviously, but I would say also how we message our value proposition into the end customers. So more to do there.
And if we look at the stair lift segments then, a little bit brighter reading for you, I suppose. And what was the underlying factors for stair lifts? So
very happy stair lifts is becoming a big part of the 270 million we do. Roughly 150 is the stair lifts business, which comes to good profit on a good global scalable platform. The main drivers is there. We have a very, very good commercial execution. We have a good strategy, but we also deliver that strategy in a very good way, whether it's in our direct businesses in the UK and Netherlands, or if it's through our dealers. So growing that business around 6%, happy with that. We have also very good product portfolio. We deliver well with our customer service and tech service to our dealers. So I would guess those are and we have a decent competitive price level without being the most premium or the lowest, but a competitive price level as well.
If we stay at the UK a bit, I mean, Brexit is coming up. Are you prepared for that in any way?
So I think we have the benefit that our stair lifts business actually consists of two parts. It's one which was being bought out from the UK premises and in this case Birmingham, and the other half of the business comes out from mainland Europe just north of Amsterdam. And we produce both straight and curved stair lifts, and our by far biggest market is the UK market, but we to some of our competitors have a competitive benefit of that we produce both curved and straight stair lifts within the UK, which is a great thing when Brexit is coming up. For patient handling, we've taken certain measures to go up in inventory to be able to serve that market as well. But stair lift is the key business, and there I think we're well prepared by having manufacturing both in Europe and in the UK.
And during this quarter, Pulse has moved out from Handicare. What's the reason behind that?
So when we went IPO almost 2 years ago, one of the things we alluded to was that at some point of time, our distribution business Pulse, which has been mainly Norwegian focused to some extent in Denmark, operates to much lower margin that we're looking for. It is with distribution, so it's not our products. We've been very clear that at some point of time we would divest that asset. That happened in May, and I think that was a great move for us. We don't need to get the focus to that business. We got some decent pay for that asset. It was good for the acquired medic and also for the people who work there. So I think that was a win-win for all different parties, and helps us to focus on other business, improve our overall profitability and growth prospects.
And speaking of growth and acquisitions, you have talked broadly about some acquisitions coming forward. What are you looking at, and how big are they in terms?
Yeah, so I think we don't look at any major size acquisitions, but we're looking at how can we complement the stair lifts assortment to potentially have some products. We're looking at vertical platform lifts and certain lifts which our dealers would put into that home, and we can be an even better part by adding that to our portfolio when we work with them. So certain lifts which we then can bring in and globalize that business. So that's on the stair lift side. If we look at the patient handling side, we're looking at how can we potentially move ourselves into certain markets by buying a distributor, which normally then also most probably would do some kind of products and complement that portfolio. Another area we're looking at is also in the patient handling businesses where we move patients. We're also looking to how could we potentially expand that bathroom business going forward.
Thank you very much for taking your time, and good luck in the future.
Thanks a lot. See you next time.